Hello gardening friends, it's Amy here. Today we're going to do a walkabout in the back garden. I just want to show you what is currently in bloom, what is doing well, and what is struggling a little bit in the garden. I have to say this year, I'm not feeling my garden for whatever reason. I just feel it's a little bit incomplete, like there's something that is missing that's making me go, wow, I love what I have here. And truthfully, I'm not really sure what it is, especially this part here of my garden. I'm just so not loving it whatsoever. I just did a little bit of a cleanup here. There were a whole bunch of hydrangeas just falling all over the place, overgrown stuff that was here. So I pulled out a whole bunch, cut back or trimmed back my Sun King Aurelia there. But yeah, this patch I am not feeling this year whatsoever. So that's an example what I mean, why I'm not loving it. For this section here in the middle, for the most part, I'm loving the colors, but at the same time, like I said, there just seems to be something not quite there, if that even makes any sense. So let's walk about. I have some roses that are in bloom. This is Thomas A. Becket, super fragrant rose. Small blooms, as you can see, in comparison to my hand is small, but it's such a lovely color. It's a second year in my garden. It's not putting a whole lot of growth, and as you can see here, it's being attacked by aphids. And yeah, look at this. Ugh. I have not sprayed it with anything so far. Look at this one. They're just loving this rose. But she is producing new blooms, which is good. My Jasmina here is pushing out a whole bunch of new canes here, super healthy. I'm not sure what I plan to do with these new canes yet, either tie them up along this way or not sure, to be honest, but super healthy. So I think they should produce a whole bunch of blooms for me. And here is my allium. I think these are the millennial variety. So they're starting to go into bloom soon. Usually the bumblebees absolutely adore these. Today is a bit of a cloudy day. I'm not seeing as many pollinators out today as other days where it's a bit more sunnier. This is a self-seeded poppy. This color is so pretty. It's almost vintage. I used to grow a whole bunch of these all over this patch, but this year I opted not to do that. This one survived and is self-seeded. This is Delish. She's also putting on a few new buds here, as you can see here. So my Summer Romance is super tall this year, but she's looking healthy. Suffering from a bit of black spots, but not too bad. So I'm happy about that. This one right here, Strike It Rich, it has suffered from a whole bunch of black spots right here. See how bare it is? Because I've removed a whole bunch of its leaves. But this is one of her blooms. This is what she looks like. Kind of orangey yellow with a tint of pinkish around the edges. This one is not in bloom currently. It is Cosmos Fairy Tale. It's a whitish ivory color. This hydrangeas, I have no idea what variety it is, but it is loving life and it is blooming quite nicely. It has a whole bunch of pollinators or some kind of, I think it's bee of some sort, but yeah, they're always hovering around this one. I'm trying to eventually limb it up so it will eventually take shape like that one right there. Look at that one, sense of that weird. I should really lop that one off, but this one's ginormous. It's probably about 15 years old if I'm not mistaken. So here is Pretty Lady. This is her second flush. I love this color. These are this spent bloom. I'm waiting for the whole thing to finish blooming so I can lop it down here. But isn't she pretty? Not scented much at all, really, but really pretty color. This year she did not do as well as last year for me. This year doesn't have as many blooms, and she did also suffer from a whole bunch of black spots, which I've removed all of the leaves, or as best that I can. Next to her, you have Sunbelt South Africa. And look at the amount of blooms on this one, my golly. But because she was in bloom, she was attacked like crazy from Japanese beetles. You can see the damages right there. Yeah. So far, I have not sprayed any of my roses. I try my best to just pick them off. But yeah, she's doing pretty good. This is her second flush, and look at that. My goodness. Got some beautiful phlox that's still in bloom back here. Love these two colors. This Sun King is loving life this year. Look at it, it's ginormous. It does not like full sun, so this one gets a good amount of sun during the day, but late afternoon it is shaded by this fence, so it is doing really, really well. And here's the patch that I planted some new annuals to give it some extra color. These are the ones that I put in recently. I'm really loving how the colors work together. So I have some pinks already here and some begonias here. I do really like this combination of colors in here. And as mentioned in my previous video, there used to be foxgloves, 2 big pots of it, but they are kind of at the tail end of their blooming cycle, so I have removed them. And in place of these, I have these pots here that I got zinnias growing from seeds. So hopefully, it's kind of quite late in the season, but I thought, you know what, I have nothing to lose. I want more colors, so I grew some seeds here, zinnia seeds. So hopefully they'll give me some colors. The begonias are doing really well. I think these you've seen me plant in my last video. Loving them so far. And look what else is in bloom. Dark Desire, probably one of my favorite roses, or one of my favorite roses in the garden. The color is just absolutely stunning. And she is putting on quite a few blooms here. The color, is that not gorgeous? There's some more here. This is a new one. Should be opening any day now. So far, Dark Desire has not suffered from much black spots. So I'm really happy with how resistant she is towards black spots. Because this year, my plants, for whatever reason, I think maybe it's the moisture we've had, but yeah, they are not looking good. This is Pink Promise. This is an older bloom. The new one looks like this. Quite pretty. White with like pink tint to it. Not totally pink per se. Second year in my garden. And she's put on a few new blooms for her second cycle. Love this color. Rose of Sharon does not self-seed. That's why she's still in my garden. I don't know which variety this one is. It's probably over 15 years old. To be honest, it's ginormous. It's probably like, what, 10, 15 feet tall? Cosmos. Love this color. I love having cosmos in the garden. These have such a cottagey feel to it, and this color just plays so well with everything else. I should be trimming or deadheading this one soon. It's starting to fade. The more you deadhead, the more blooms you'll get. And here is my Sunny Knockout. It did have a whole bunch of bloom, but I just deadheaded a bunch off, so it only has a few remaining. Black Eyed Susan, I think these are what you call these. I like them in the garden quite a bit, especially this time of year. They bloom quite late, so give a really cheery kind of feeling in the garden, and they last pretty long, the blooms. This part here is a little bit bare. I just removed 2 plants that were struggling a little bit, so it's a little bit patchy. I kind of am very tempted to run out to get some annuals to fill it in because, like I said before, I do not like to see soil, but we'll see. Oh, I love coneflowers, but for some reason they don't do very well in my garden. They don't come back. So last year I planted a whole bunch of these in various colors, but only a few have returned over the winter. I don't know why. Maybe it's too wet or something. love this begonias beside my heuchera here. I love these dark color heucheras. Absolutely love them. Finally can see these now that I've trimmed back a whole bunch of overgrown plants here. Now you can see the begonias that are interplanted in between these plants to give it some color. Cleome are still doing quite well. It does take quite a bit of watering though, because it's in a pot here. Yeah, really have to keep up with the watering to keep it happy. This is probably my second year here growing verbena, and I gotta say I like it, but I don't love it, to be honest, because I have a few of them planted throughout the garden. I think I bought 5 or 6 of them, but they're super tall. I don't know if I love them poking out like that or not. But you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna let them self-seed and see what happens next year. Maybe if there's more of them, more dense together, that maybe I might like them more. But they are such a pretty color. Look at that, so pretty. So we shall see. I've heard other gardeners say that they self-seed like crazy. So I'm just gonna let it do its thing and then see what happens. This is Modern Blush. This is her second flush. I've deadheaded quite a bit already, and she also was attacked quite badly from the Japanese beetle. But look how pretty she is when she first bloomed. She suffered quite a bit from black spots, as you can see here. I've tried my best to remove most of it, but yeah, I miss a whole bunch down here. But yeah, she's one that is struggling a little bit with the black spots. Dahlias, are they not cute? So these ones right here, I started from seeds and I tucked them back there. Wasn't sure how tall they would grow, but they are doing quite nicely. I like them poking out in the back there like that. And then this is another rose. I have no idea what the name is, but the color is so pretty. This one is another one that is struggling quite bad from black spots right there. You can see I can't really reach back there to remove them. I guess I'm just gonna have to leave them and let them be. One of the few coneflowers that survived the winter. Very pretty. I wish more would come back for me, but I don't think I'll be adding anymore. I just feel like I'm just wasting money adding them when they don't really come back that well for me here in my garden. This is a second flush of my salvia here. I absolutely love this color. Springtime, in about end of May, early June-ish, it sends out like a huge flush of blooms. I've chopped it back and it is forming new buds right now, as you can see here. But it's so happy that, look, it's spread all over this area, covering my heucheras here, which I love this color, but it is underneath here. Poor thing. There's another one now over here too that's struggling a little bit because it's being covered by the salvia beside it, and also from this gem here. Here's my zinnias that I have grown in a pot. Just plop it in here. Really pretty color. So that's the same variety that I have planted in these 2 pots. So when they grow bigger, they should be producing these colors. And then my penstemon. I could and I can deadhead these, but I actually quite like the seed pods of these, and the dark stems with the dark seed pods I find adds texture and color to the garden, so I've just left it alone. I wonder if I leave it long enough, would it self-seed? We shall see. If it does, I would not mind whatsoever to have more in this patch. A second Modern Blush here that is about done blooming. I deadheaded quite a bit already, so she only has a few blooms left. More phlox I have here. Love this color. So my yellow rose here, oh, there's a bloom right there. So when I bought this, and I bought 2, one here and one here. This one has more bloom. I totally missed to show this one. So I had no idea that these ones send out such big canes that you can train into almost like a climbing rose. So this one, I'm going to try to, as you can see, she produced a few big long canes here. I might try to bend her a few this way and then more this way. So this whole section will be covered in hopefully yellow flowers next year. But this one I will leave as a bush or as a, what is it called, shrub form, and not allow to climb. So that's the game plan right now. Let's see how it does next year. Ooh, another phlox that I really, really love. This baby pink with a little bit darker in the center here. Super pretty. The only thing I don't like about it is that it's quite tall and it's kind of leaning more towards the front of the border. I've had to stake it up and push it back, but she keeps wanting to lean forward still. But she's really pretty. And Negociana is still going strong. This one's been blooming for quite some time. I love this color. This one I started from seed. I've started a few of them from seeds, and I think I will definitely be growing them again next year. I just really, really love these colors. Here's the second Sunny Knockout Rose. These ones are fresher blooms, so as you can see, it's darker in color. I quite like the open center roses. I was completely drawn to the ones that's really densely petaled, but I think having a variety of both actually is a very good mix in the garden. Oh yeah, I tried to put some of these in here, but they're struggling. They're not doing well. I think maybe where I had them earlier before they weren't getting enough sun maybe, but yeah, look at them. Not looking pretty whatsoever. Some of my snapdragons are still in bloom. I chopped down quite a bit already. These ones are still looking fresh, so I've left them alone. These flowers I added this year. I've added one here and then two over there, but they're struggling over there. I don't know if it's because it's too wet or they're getting too little sun, but yeah, they're not doing well over there. This one's quite pretty too. Honestly, I don't know all the names of all the flowers I plant. I think I had too many, and I don't have the capacity like most people that are able to remember pretty much every plant they have. I find that quite impressive. Love this color heuchera, but she's being covered by these white dusty thing from my hydrangeas above, but very pretty. Alyssum, one of my favorite color that I've started from seed this year. Definitely another repeat. This is the second year I've grown them. I absolutely love them. Love this color. This is Easy Does It. This is an older bloom. The newer one looks like this. Here's another new one. Quite pretty. It has like a variation of orange, pink, I wouldn't say yellow, but more orangey, peachy color. And then I have, I think Easy Does It back there. She's about done blooming, so her blooms aren't looking as pretty. Coleus that I started from seed. Really like this color, so pretty. More phlox. I got the Invincible Spirit 2 there. Color's quite faded. You don't see the pinky as much anymore. I'm hoping next year I'm gonna trim her back so that she'll bush out even more for me. This year she's a bit on the leggy side for my liking. And look at my butterfly bush that I just put in last week. Loving that color. And boy, are they fragrant. My goodness. So I have two here, one here and one right there. And when you walk around this area, the scent that it gives off is so nice. Look how pretty the flowers are. I'm planning to overwinter them in these pots, so hopefully that will work. My poor Dancing in the Dark, still not looking good. I don't know. I hope it makes it. It looks like it's not very happy at all. My gosh, last year it was doing amazing at this time of year. This year, I think because I was away for about 2 weeks, it's really suffered and it hasn't really bounced back whatsoever. Same thing with this one, although this one is looking a little bit better because it's pushing some new growth with some new buds here. But yeah, they both do not look that great. Aliza, look how pretty her coloring is. Oh my gosh. You know what? I was thinking the other day I might add Marilyn Monroe to my garden next year. It has similar coloring, but the petals are a little bit different, but I really, really love this coloring. It's so pretty. I much prefer this type of coloring. Kind of, what would you call this? Oh, how do you describe this? Peachy? Creamy peachy? Over the orangey ones I have over at the other side. And this is, what is this one again? Peach Glory. The blooms are a little bit smaller this time around. This is an older bloom. This is a newer one. But last year it did so well. This year, not so well. These are fresh blooms on this side here. Quite like this color as well. But yeah, she's not doing so well this year. Some yellowy black spots. And I think one of the big stem, that one right there, it had a hole right in the middle. So I think it was being eaten by some kind of, I forget, something called something boar. Can't remember the exact name. So I had to chop a really big cane off. And then she did send up these 2 big canes here. But hopefully she'll bounce back next year. Geranium starting to bounce back. Love this red color. I love deep reds, not the orangey ones that I typically find in the garden, at the garden center, sorry. But yeah, these deep color or dark color is so pretty. My catmint that I've put in, what, 4 weeks? 3-4 weeks ago, still looking pretty good. I love this color. I find it looks so pretty with roses. And sedum is always doing good. I mean, I don't recall when they do not do good. So these are the flower blooms here. They're green right now, but closer to fall, they would turn pink. And they will flower all the way until like frost, first frost. Here I got my endless summer. I have removed most of its bloom because it got sunburnt and it's just at the end of its blooming cycle. So I'm hoping new ones like this one right here will form. So towards like the end of the summer or towards fall-ish, I should get a new flush. As you can see here, since pruning it off, it is forming new growth. And I think from these growth, I should be getting some new flower buds, hoping. And these ones also, I did some trimming here, but left a bit here. They're just turning really brownish, looking very tired. I should go in there and remove these as well. Love this color, Coleus. I have to say, this package that I grew from seed, they tend to flower quite early and quite often. I'm always having to pinch off the flower heads here, which I don't know if it's just this particular species or variety, but I was hoping to get ones that did not flower quite as often because I'm always pinching them off. See, that's why they look so ugly like this. Yep, flower spikes were here. I had to pinch it off. And here's flower spike right here. So let's look at the middle section here, what I have going. This rose has been suffering a little bit, I think because I had it in a spot where it was just not receiving as much sun. It's Heritage. It should be a very pretty pink color one, and it's super fragrant, this one. I just got this one this year. She's struggling a little bit, but she's looks like she's putting a new growth here, so I think she's recovering nicely. What is these? Oh my gosh, why am I blanking out? I'll put the name on the screen if I remember. Oh, Gomphrena, there we go. There's an animal, some kind of animal is plucking off all of his blooms at the top here. That's why there's so little blooms left. I don't know what is eating it, but I try to trim it back. Maybe it might push out some new flush and produce more blooms, but I don't know. Something's been eating at it. Zinnias I grew from seeds. Super cute color. Love, love this color. Too bad they don't branch out more. I was hoping that it would, but it didn't. Didn't really intentionally grow this color, so out of my color scheme, but I guess it's in the package, so I kind of just let it be. But yeah, not my type of red. See, this is the red I do not like. It's orangey red. Oh, look at these. Are these not gorgeous? They are so pretty. I figure fall is coming. Add a little bit of fall color to add a new look to the garden, and I'm loving it so far. I bought 3 of these from Costco. They were only $13.99. Super good price for a huge plant like this. There's actually 3 in one pot for $13.99. Here's my coleus here. Same thing. Oh, actually, check it out. So after pinching the flowers, they're starting to push out some new growth. Oh, thank goodness. Hopefully these don't push out new flowers, then I have to pinch them again, which is kind of annoying, to be honest with you. My roses are starting to rebloom again. This one is Savannah, super fragrant, pretty light pink color. Putting on a whole bunch of new buds here, super excited here. She's doing really well. She did suffer a little bit from black spots, as you can see. I've removed as much as I can. But her new growth is looking healthy, so I'm happy about that. Oh, I can't say enough how much I love this plant. So pretty, so fragrant. This is quite a pleasant surprise. When I first bought this, there's only a few stems, and look at its growth now. It's pushing out a whole bunch in the center here. And then from these, they have darkened in color. It just looks so pretty. I really hope. I had no idea it has this trailing growing habit. I thought it would be upright like the other sedum that I have, but yeah, I like this too. Love the color. That's one of the reasons why I bought it, is for that pinkish color. And this one here I placed out here maybe for about a week. It is looking a little bit tired from the sun, so I'm kind of sitting on the fence whether I should move it back to its original spot where it gets part sun only. But yeah, I love this color here though. We shall see. I'm sitting on the fence if I should remove it. Distant Drum is another new rose that I added this year. She too suffered from some black spots, but it's not too bad. She is putting on some new flower buds here, but the coloring on this one is so pretty. I am planning to overwinter in my unheated garage. Hopefully she will winter well for me. Here's the other zinnia that I was saying about the orange red color. Not loving, but loving this color though. And this one's another newer one that's going to be in full bloom soon. Yeah, maybe I should lop these off. I'm not loving them. Like this color I love. Quite pretty. Maybe I should have pinched these when they first started coming out. Maybe they would have been more bushier. But yeah, I think it's a bit too late to do that now. Another variety that I grew from seeds. These are all first year experiments with these colors. This is so pretty. I do find zinnias, from my experience, my gosh, they need so much watering. As soon as they are a little bit dry, they start drooping like this. They look so sad. Even the leaves start shriveling up. So these ones do require a lot of water to keep happy. Most years, I absolutely love Gaura. So I bought two. But to my disappointment this year, they have not performed well at all. Barely any blooms on them. Usually this pink color one does really well in pots for me. But yes, you can see I got lots of leaves and stems, but barely any flower. A bit of a disappointment this year for me. Just got these purple flowers here from Costco, $13.99 again. It had a whole bunch of blooms, but I just deadheaded them. They look like this when they're done blooming, so all you do is just pluck them off. And then these ones are new blooms that's going to be opening very soon, in a day or two. Pretty, super pretty purple color. Lantana, quite a superstar in terms of blooming. This one I overwinter inside. It was struggling quite badly indoors, but look, she's bouncing back. She's pushing out a whole bunch of new growth. I might try and attempt to overwinter inside again, but oh my god, the process of doing it was not fun, I have to say. Same thing with this one. I overwinter inside. Keeping them happy was a bit of a struggle, but I love this color so much that I kind of wanted to try to see if I can overwinter inside. So I might try it again, these two, but we'll see. Like I said, it was a lot of work. Oh, look at the flower stems on this, or what is it, flower comb? Not sure what you call this, but oh, the fragrance on these are so nice in the garden. When you walk around it in the morning, especially, I find you can just smell it from quite far away. Not loving this color. This came in a variety pack from Costco. It came in, I forget, like 9 bulbs or whatever, or what are these called? Bulbs maybe? I don't know what they're called. But yeah, none of the color I wanted survived, but I got whites, I got yellow, and I got this orangey color, which I don't love, but I can't, I don't want to waste it by tossing it out. So it's sticking around this year, but I don't think I'll bring it back next year though. Zinnias, I started from seed again. So pretty, this coloring. More over here. Look at these blooms. My goodness, these are annuals. I might attempt to overwinter indoors. Last year when I tried it though, it had a whole bunch of scale on them, so I ended up having to toss them out into my garage, and of course it did not survive. But yeah, these colors, look at that, so pretty, so vibrant. I think these are the varieties that do not trail as much. What is this one called? There's two that's very similar. One trails and one does not. I think this is the variety that does not. More of the echinacea that I just bought from Costco. So pretty, this coloring. Oh, daylilies. These are the last of the daylilies that are still around. Love this color. So pretty. It's too bad these blooms only last for a day. The last bit of foxglove that is still in bloom right now. Love this color. Very pretty. Plays well with almost every other color, to be honest with you. Ooh, another one of my roses that I bought this year. This one is Earth Angel. The blooms aren't as big as I was hoping, but it was quite pretty. This is a second flush, and you can see that it has a whole bunch of flower buds right here, ready to open any day now. This one will be stored in my unheated garage as well. Hopefully it will survive in there for me. These are annuals. I love adding this color to the garden. I just find they play so well. Look at that, with a whole bunch of other colors. Very versatile. Same with this coloring. Super easy to use in the garden. They just go with everything. This one, the begonias here, I had in a part sun location, moved it out here, and it looks like it's not loving the full sun that much. So maybe I should put it back in its original spot. But look at this one, it's still looking good. Maybe it just needs some time to adjust. Really pretty blooms though. So that's it for my garden. Like I said, I love a lot of the flower blooms, but for some reason I just feel like it's missing something to make it feel complete, if that makes sense. I wonder what it is. I can't put my finger on it. Maybe someone can make suggestion, comment below what you think it is that I'm missing here that's just making it feel a little bit off this year. Like I say, I look out and I like it, but I don't love it. Well, I hope you enjoyed this mini tour of my garden. It is an update from last week. A lot have new blooms, are blooming right now. I thought I should show you a quick tour. If you have any comments, suggestions, I love to hear them. Please put them below. Have a fantastic weekend, everybody. See ya.